Alrighty, looks like we're gonna be getting things underway pretty soon, in just a few seconds. Gonna hop in on the chat for a little bit. Let's see. Once I jump into, there we go. So, how's everybody doing? I think we might be waiting on Denso, but I might hop in with AlterAce just to kind of get the introductions going. But once that's out of the way and together, we should be able to just, address the giant ape in the room. Okay, so yep.
Yo.
What's up?
What's going on?
Nothing much, just probably gonna wait for Densa to come on in. I guess we could probably some time.
Sure, why not?
So, what have you been up to lately?
Nothing much, man. Just standard Gundam related stuff.
You're...
Hey.
Look at this guy over here. This guy right here. What's going on, Denso?
I don't.
I'm alright.
I'm hearing a little bit of feedback in the background.
No, that's me. Give me a second. I'll take care of that in a minute.
Yep. So, I'm pretty sure you can see on the stream what exactly we have in front of us.
Indeed.
Yep.
Fairly accurate.
It's very accurate.
Fairly
I am
accurate.
once again asking for 3 lives.
Basically, the classic Exia situation.
Literally 90% of Exia is out there.
Practically.
Literally 90% of Exia is out there. Give me 1 second. I'm just grabbing something so I can shut my I'm watching the stream so I can like keep track of the chat or whatever.
Okay,
but I'm gonna kill the feedback in a second.
Okay.
And click. All right. This is probably one of our most awaited episodes, I think.
Yeah.
It's pretty popular. I'm not surprised.
I'm just gonna go ahead and get started by saying to all y'all Exia mains out there that basically represent these memes, fuck you. Let's just start off with that one. But then from there, there is hope for you. There is hope for you.
And we're hoping that we can actually make this a worthwhile episode for everybody else to enjoy, as well as a very entertaining episode at that, because of the subject matter that usually comes up when Exia is involved. Next to Barbatos.
The Unga Bunga suit.
Yeah, of course.
It's a funny thing is that Barbatos is actually not a melee suit. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah,
Exia is. Barbatos is a range suit that masquerades as a melee suit. Exia is a melee suit, but it doesn't have to.
Pretty much.
So, I guess for anybody that's new to the stream, you can introduce yourself, Ace.
Well, I mean...
He's a scrub. He's a scrub.
That's not very inaccurate. I can't say that's a lie.
That's lies.
But I'm AlterAce. I guess you could say I'm a vet of EXVS. I've been playing for like 7 years now. A little over 7 years, maybe something like that. I used to go by Starwind EXVS in Full Boost and in Vanilla. Yeah, so I guess some people would consider me a vet. There's people that have been playing way longer than me, surprisingly.
Yep.
Which means he's a freaking lich. In our terms.
It's also good. It's pretty good.
Not
He's
incorrect.
though.
I mean, I'm just messing with you. Who cares? I mean, I'm probably older than he is anyway.
We're all old men here.
Yep.
Old man squad.
Yep.
For life. Oh man. So
Any other
where to
fun?
even
Oh wait,
where to even start with this fucking suit?
just one more thing, kind of before we preface that. Any other fighting games that you've played that may have been like the bridge to this game in particular, or something on the
Um,
side?
Nothing really that comes to mind. I mean, I've been playing fighting games for over 10 years competitively, on and off. But I mean, Gundam was just something that I kind of just got into in like a spur of the moment kind of thing because one of my friends, shout out to Genius Champion from the Dallas scene, he is a huge Gundam fan, and he ended up bringing Vanilla to one of the meetups, the locals, and like they were playing on one of the setups, and he was just showing people how to play and stuff. And I remember seeing Death Scythe Hell, and I was like, wait a minute, the Death Scythe Hell from the Wing movie? And he was like, yeah, that's sick. And I was like, oh, maybe it's time to pick this game up. And then I ended up grabbing a copy of Vanilla, and yeah, from there it was pretty much over for me. Gundam player for life.
Yep, that's how it usually starts. And that's what happened to me when it came to Dark Sim introducing Gundam to me.
Oh, okay, yeah, Sim.
Yep.
Good old Sim.
Good old Dark Sim. I have a love-hate relationship with that guy.
Everyone does.
Nah, Dark Sim's a good guy though.
Yeah.
But he's the first one to introduce me to the disgustingness of reborns. I remember he went on a tirade once about how much he just hates it, about how playing the suit makes him feel dirty.
That seems like something Dark Sim would do. I very clearly remember him being that type of guy from the Marvel days.
Yep.
He would be playing Virgil, and he'd be like, "Man, this character's so fucking stupid." I was like, "Yeah, you're right. Nothing you said was wrong."
I mean, if I'm honest, Virgil's probably no, never mind. That's Phoenix. Virgil's one of the dumbest characters ever made in a fighting game, but Phoenix is up. I'll probably say Phoenix is probably worse.
Yeah,
Phoenix
Phoenix is a step above.
That game was a whole. Whew, that game was something else.
Dark
I
Phoenix
don't even want to
Rises.
think about it right now. Like, fighting that character in Vanilla was like, wow, this is just the actual party game.
Okay, so where do we start? I guess one thing might be the different versions of Exia, kind of stemming from like either Full Boost or GVS.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure most people remember that played Vanilla EXVS and Full Boost. Exia was not very good. Like in Vanilla, he was actual garbage. And then they gave him some really important buffs in Full Boost, like his Omicron and just like improved melees and stuff like that. So he ended up being like, he wasn't particularly good in Full Boost, but he was a fine suit to play and like learn how to play melee backwards and stuff like that. He wasn't like complete garbage like he was in Vanilla, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then in Gundam Versus, they I can't remember if they gave him the buffs that he already had in Maxi Boost arcades in Gundam Versus, or if the Gundam Versus buffs that he got from Full Boost made it into Maxi Boost. I don't remember how like the order of that went, but yeah, he got more important buffs in both of those games. So like now he has his CSA, which is really important, and his 6BC, which is kind of busted. Yeah, those are like the main things he got.
One thing I want to say about Exia that I thought was actually pretty cool in Full Boost. If you go to Nico Nico Doga, there is a lot of footage about Exia.
Yeah,
like I think Exia was definitely one of the suits that had like probably one of the guys that had like a lot of content. It was pretty crazy.
Definitely one of the most picked suits, if not maybe the most picked suit, honestly.
But yeah, it's used a lot. I see it a lot in this game, and I think it's still a good suit for learning how to melee, but at the same time, it's also a bit of a pitfall because a lot of people do just like the meme we see there, where they just go right ahead.
Yep.
Oh man. Don't mind me. By the way, Ace, I had to post that link in the chat, just in the Hangar chat. I tagged you.
Yeah, so I still have that saved, man. That's how you know.
That's old as shit.
Oh yeah, let me put this on stream too.
It's old as hell. But Jesus Christ, I like Exia pisses me off. I like Exia myself. I actually do use it a little bit, but Exia pisses me off because it's like I think actually, but even then, now that I really think about it, I'm not gonna blame Exia completely. I'm actually just gonna blame the fact about how the game is. I'm starting to think it's really easy in this game to tunnel, and then with a suit like Exia, it's even easier because you remember how it is in the anime, and then people just want to just go in. It's kind of like with Barbatos, of how people think it's a melee suit because they see that gigantic mace. So it's like, oh, gotta go in.
Yep. And it's a kind of preconceived notion that makes people think that they could do the same thing as their favorite anime character can do, and all of a sudden it just ends up with them just getting flat blasted by someone that's a little bit more knowledgeable.
Yeah. That's a nice way of putting it, yeah.
Oh man. But now that I think about it, it's funny because in the stereotype, they're either godlike or extremely incompetent, or you're extremely incompetent, no in between.
Pretty much.
It's hella accurate. I just play shooting Exia when I'm bored. Dude, if you want to have some fun with a melee suit with shooting burst, play Dragon Gundam. Dragon with Dragon. Dude. I saw that video on Twitter. I tried it. It's actually not a meme.
What, can you spam Dragon's main in Espers or something?
No, it's the flags.
No. The flags, my friend. The flags. I put up so many flags that it was literally impossible to get around them. Basically, the opponent had no choice but to just run into them and die.
In fact, me, Deuce, and a few other people in the Mifo lobby actually ran all dragons. Ulrich and I were running shooting bursts. And it was just complete and utter mayhem every step of the way.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh man, so what are we? Damn, this is gonna be one of those days.
This is definitely gonna be one of those days.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to not go off topic on this one, but let's see how it goes.
I mean, it's also gonna be hard not to crack any jokes.
So here's the thing. Like I think Exit is honestly a good melee beginner suit because the thing is that it has some good priority melees, but then it's also the fact that it has a lot of things to basically keep itself safe.
Yeah.
It's just people need to realize that you don't have to go in every time, guys. The guys, please stop going in. Or my favorite thing to say, stop overcosting me, goddammit.
I don't think there's any suit that's like more synonymous with overcosting in this game than like Exit maybe. Has a long and very history of OCing people since like vanilla.
Muchacho. It's pretty funny though how common it is, but it still has to be said. It has to be said again. This suit is literally either the Exia player is really good or they're just completely awful. No in between. So it's just kind of funny how that is. I'm actually looking up the change list now while we're just getting started. Actually, Exia was in Gundam Versus, so I guess I'll just go with that. Or should we just ignore Gundam Versus and go with those changes from full boost to Mbon?
Thanks, Cosmic.
Yeah, let's do that. Because he who shall not be named. Because we can't talk about that. We can't talk about that game.
We can probably do like a bit of a roundtable discussion regarding GVS, see what we've kind of learned about it and our impressions of it when we first tried it, to kind of like further down the line where we really started to have that more vivid hatred or vivid disgust or ennui about that game. Whatever. I probably want to see who else might be on board for that.
That would definitely be an interesting conversation. For the
record, I actually don't hate the game, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna go that far and say I hate the game. Do I think Mbon is superior? Yes and no. My only bias is because of how Turn X is in G versus how it is in Mbon. But although that bias aside, I actually do think Gundam versus wasn't completely awful. It just had critical flaws.
You ever make a game where you raise heroes like Neopet? I mean, that would be a moneymaker for sure, but I don't think so.
There would be that'd be an interesting conversation to have.
Wait a minute, I recognize that name in the chat.
Noble.
Yeah.
I see Gundam Squadala. I remember you. What's your other handle now?
Don't expose him.
I remember. His other handle slips my mind, but I remember that handle.
Noble Cactus.
There we go, Noble. Yo, I missed you, bro. I love you, man. It's good to see you're okay.
Yep. It's gonna be like an OTT reunion, so to speak. If Momo shows up, or Jolly, or anybody else, it's gonna be quite the interesting episode for sure.
Jolly,
but we still gotta maintain the topic for sure.
So let's talk about what was changed. So what we're doing let's go ahead and start about let's start with what was changed from Full Boost to Mbon. I have the changes listed here. So its HP was reduced from 560 to 540. Its red lock range was actually increased. The guidance on main was increased. Reload time was reduced from 5 seconds to 4 seconds, which is really, really good, actually. That 1 second is a big difference, actually. It says now hits more consistently. I believe what that means is that before, I'm pretty sure I remember this, in Full Boost, there were some times when the shots would just go right, like one shot would hit, and the second wouldn't do anything. I had that happen a couple times. CSA was added. I believe that's the one where he kind of does a little spin and throws a stun dagger.
The dagger. Yep. Yeah.
5AB, I believe that's when he does a backflip with those daggers. Startup speed and projectile speed was increased. Max range was increased. 6AB, I believe that's the
flip cartwheel to the side.
There we go. Startup speed, projectile speed increased. Max range increased. Travel distance increased. They added a new cancel out, which is from sub to main, which is really, really good. Like that right there, for any beginner Exias that are out there that want to know something that they need to abuse, that's it right there. Because let me be real, like sub is super good on Exia. It's a stun. It opens up melee. It opens up easy down options with the main, and then the fact that it has a cancel route with main it's just absurd. Because that right there, you're doing the cartwheel and then you go into the main. You're just gonna drop down quickly, and it helps keep you safe. The AC startup, that's the assist. Startup was increased. Reload time was reduced from 7 seconds to 5.5 seconds. Damage was increased from 120 to 130. 5 BC. Because that means you can span it that much more. Like that's a lot more. That's a lot more usage you're gonna get out of it. That's 2.5 seconds.
Like I haven't looked in the change list in a long time. Like since before we even knew that it was gonna be a beta for Maxi Boost. But I remember when I played Exia in like the first or the second beta, like I could instantly feel like the assist reloading faster. I was like, wow, they made I wasn't sure about the main, like it felt like it reloaded faster, but the assist reloading faster was like instantly noticeable.
Let me see what else. The 5BC, which is I believe that's the one where like the little cartwheel spin. Yeah. Third hit now causes the opponent to float more, so that means it's easier to combo after it. 8BC, 2BC, I believe that's the Mario jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stomp.
The Mario jump, right? Yeah, that's the boing. I got the boing. So you can rainbow step out. Okay, that's actually pretty nice. Actually, you can rainbow step after it hits an opponent, and then it also got a little more damage. 6BC, what's that?
6BC
That's the
is
curve melee, the movement melee.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
basically.
Oh yeah, okay. I remember now. Yeah, thank you. Boost dash melee travel speed was increased. Reach and tracking increased. Jesus Christ, that's nasty because this boost dash melee is really really good.
Yeah, I've had some like insane horror stories of like me hitting people with that melee in like situations where it should never hit, but like it goes on like infinitely. Like it's pretty scary.
So basically, when you look at this entire change list, for a measly 20 HP, it got a crap of buffs.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. That's really just really wild, man. So it's it was already pretty decent in full boost in my opinion, and it's just a really solid suit now. So this is another reason why Exia has such a bad reputation, because this right here just proves how good of a suit it is, and you just see how many people use it, and it's just like, oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing I do want to ask from there, Ace, why do you like using the suit?
Well, I've been playing Exia since like full boost. Even before I watched Double O, I saw a lot of people playing it, and I was like, it looks like a fun melee suit, so I'll pick it up. And I played it quite a bit in full boost. And then eventually, when I ended up watching Double O, I really enjoyed that series. So anyone who knows me or like follows me on Twitter has definitely seen me like praising Double O. I really enjoyed that Gundam series quite a lot.
You're pretty picky about that stuff as it is, and that's somebody checked.
I mean,
nothing wrong with that.
You know how people feel about Double O. let's go with that. People feel very strongly about Double O, usually in the good way or the more mediocre way. But I'm definitely one of those people that enjoyed it a lot.
To piggyback on what Akistol says on the chat, where he says that it's a strong suit at the top, he is correct. It is Gundam Exia in the Maxi Boost on 2K tier list. Gundam Exia is the top 2000 cost suit, with number 2 being Montero. The other 3 to round out the top 5 being Barbados, Blue Destiny 1, and Dynams. Those are the top 5. So yeah, if you're looking to just pick a suit based solely on tier, there you go. But honestly, I do subscribe to what Char mentioned when it comes to tier lists. As long as your suit's in B tier, your suit's usable. Anything below B tier is just don't even bother with it.
Yep, especially in competitive settings.
Like if you know what you're doing, you can make any suit work. But at least if it's B tier, at least if you're gonna play like for keeps, B or better.
Very true.
So now that I think about it, there's some suits that I look at and I kind of dispute why they're listed as being low. Like some suits, I can kind of understand why they're looked at and be like, okay, yeah, this is low tier or whatever. But then there's other suits I look at and I'm like, you know what? Honestly, I think Montero's overrated. That's just me though.
Montero's a weird that's just so weird because it's like I think people are overrating it at the moment, but I don't think it's like not. I don't think it deserves to. I don't think it deserves to not be where it is. I think people are gonna have to learn how to fight it, which is admittedly really hard. But I think the other thing that maybe puts that suit a little bit above Exia is that that suit just works better with most of the top 3Ks.
Wait, say that again?
That suit just tends to partner better with most of the top 3Ks.
I think that's probably why it's listed as top tier. Not so much because the suit is super strong, but because it works well with a lot of the 3Ks.
Yeah. I
Because
think
I think that's kind of what ends up hurting a lot of other suits. Like certain suits don't play well with certain 3Ks. Some of them need specific 3Ks to play right. And honestly, I don't really see Exia having any problems working with any 3K. Same thing with Montero, to be honest. I know you really mentioned that, but yeah, Montero's. I don't really see it having any issues with any suits with any 3Ks.
like the thing about Montero is that it's not entirely flashy whatsoever. Say for like a few things, it's just very basic. It's probably in the same situation as H2 Darkhound, where it's very basic, but it's very well rounded in the sense that it can partner up with anybody with minimal detriments in synergy. So you could really go.
Yeah.
You can pretty much go above and beyond with a suit like that.
Yeah, it being a more standard back suit really lends itself to just like partnering well with any 3K, assuming that the player is aware of what the 3K that they're partnering with wants to do.
For anybody wondering, the other suits that round out the A rank tier is after those top 5 that I mentioned, it is Masala, Haman Guy. I think what's the name of the suit from Seed, the one with the cool guys? I keep thinking it's forbidden, but it's not forbidden. Is it forbidden?
It is forbidden.
No, it's not. It is forbidden.
It is forbidden. I don't know why, but I keep mixing up forbidden and Providence. Yeah, it is forbidden. My bad. So yeah, the top 9 in the A rank suits is Exio, Montero, Barbados, Blue Destiny 1, Dynams, Masala, Haman Guy, Forbidden, and looks like
Methods.
Gapfully.
and Gapfully.
Marsa and Gapfully, yeah. But let me think. What else was he going to say? So, So yeah, well, we basically just covered how we feel about the changes to the suit. It's literally all buffs for 20 points. Our guest today, Dark Geo, is AlterAce, aka Starwind.
Hello.
And we're talking about Gundam Gorilla. I mean Exia, or rather, the Gorilla Gundam.
As shown the right.
I'm gonna put the link, by the way, for anybody who may be interested in it. I'm gonna put the link. I'm gonna give the link to Blue so you can put it in the chat for the tier list. One cool thing about the tier list, in case anybody's interested, when you click on a suit, it'll actually take you to the Japanese wiki for that suit, and it'll give you even more information about it if you're interested. It's really, really handy.
Yeah, some people may find it a bit more reliable than like GGEZ in some sense that it doesn't skimp out on whatever kind of information is available or pointed to what you need to look for. But
I'm just posting that there for the sake of information, not because of this is better than GGEZ. Like I'm not here to talk. I'm not here to like talk trash about or downplay anybody. I appreciate the fact that people are updating GGEZ like they're doing. That's great, actually. So props to them for that. To be honest with you. So Ace, the first thing I'm going to ask you is the following. Ignoring the bad players because that's irrelevant. I actually want to ask this first because I'm going to be honest with you. As much as I hate bad Exias, if I'm honest, I hate good Exias more because good Exias, in my opinion, are a pain to hit sometimes. Like a good Exia, they're a problem. So my first question is, how do you beat that suit? How do you beat a good Exia?
So, okay, it's hard to just flat out say like this is what you do to beat Exia because it's one of those suits where like he's essentially, as long as he's not like literally on the other side of the map, he can almost at any point close the distance extremely fast. And if you're unaware of him, he's just gonna CSA and it's gonna stun you, and then you're gonna get comboed, right? So generally, the best tip I can give for dealing with an Exia is obviously you want to. This is assuming you're like a back player, right? So obviously you want to run away from the suit, right? Like unless you're, a melee suit yourself and you think you can outplay him, generally you're just going to want to stay away from Exia. You want to make him spend as much boost as possible to try and close the distance between you, right? But you want to position yourself in a way where if he does get too close to you, then hopefully your partner, your front, or whatever can peel back and hit him, or at least make the Exia aware of his position so the Exia won't try and go too hard to get you, and you'll be able to create more space and keep backing up. Because obviously, at the end of the day, Exia's best tools aren't his BR, and he's not very good at prolonged neutral. He wants to eventually get close enough to tag you with CSA or threaten you with 6B or whatever.
In other words, stay with your front, stay information.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So you just mentioned also, since you mentioned that sounds like you basically mentioned part of his strengths and weaknesses. He does have those fast falls. He does have good movement. He has great melees. But even though his main is very easy, unlike a lot of other mains where you have to zoom to them, you can just mash A and just fire them immediately. Other suits that can do that, for example, is
Delta Plus.
Zeta can do that with firing all three. Arch can fire two, but he has to be stationary to do that.
Delta Plus.
Delta Plus can do that as well. Yeah. So that's actually something that's actually really nice. That's another good thing for beginners, because that kind of eliminates part of an execution requirement right there when it comes to Zundas. But you also have to remember that that's part of your fast fall for sub. So don't just burn your main all the time, because players are going to be aware.
Actually, you can do it empty. You can do an empty reload. So.
So you also, even when it's reloaded, you can still do the fast fall.
Yep.
Yeah, you can do sub.
Oh, okay. So that's just like your next, and did not know that. Thank you for the correction. Well, there you go, noobs. Take advantage of it. Oh man. Now, you feel that? So, I guess it's kind of also answering our other question. You feel Exit can kind of go with any suit, any front, basically, for the most part, just like Quintero?
I think his movement is so good. I think he can play with pretty much any 3K. Obviously, he benefits more from a 3K that's a bit more aggressive. Someone that wants to go in and make both suits, put the attention on himself, so the Exia can be free to, move around better. And he'll have, he won't have to worry about being double locked as much, right? Anytime he goes in, if his 3K is also going in. But at the end of the day, I think he can work, assuming the player isn't overly aggressive themselves on Exia, I think, he can work pretty fine with any 3K.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm sorry, I was just having to answer on my side. Now, so basically, this is mainly this suit is mainly for 3K, 2K comps. What about 3K? What about 2.5, 2K, or some of the other more unorthodox formations? Do you think that will work with it, or do you think he definitely wants an aggressive 3K?
I think an aggressive 3K is probably best for him. I mean, admittedly, two melee suits is surprisingly strong in this game, mostly due to burst being so strong, right? So it's not like you can't win as Exia and another front 2.5K. Something that can play really stable, and can hang with all the 3K fronts, maybe VO or what's another good suit like that? Probably Darkhound, right? Because that suit's phenomenal at 1v1ing, so he can go off and 1v1 the 3K, and then Exia can look for chances to 1v1 the back suit.
All right. Hey, what's up, Green? How you doing?
Green. Now, would you say?
Hey, Blue, quick question.
Yeah.
Bit of a side thing.
Right.
You ran into Fluffy Flareon in Gundam Battle Operation, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, Egg just ran into him, so I was just no, my bad. Just side note there, just telling him to just block him and not even waste his time. He ran into him just now, but no, I'm sorry. Back on topic. Yeah, man.
I guess back to what I was about to say. Would you say there are any kind of matchups you dread as Exia?
Nothing that really comes to mind, honestly.
Oh, Akastol just mentioned someone too. X1. Yeah, I think Exia if can play well with X1. I think.
Yeah, probably. What was I thinking? Oh, I was thinking of any like bad matchups, right, for Exia. I honestly, nothing really comes to mind. Any suit that's hard to like approach, any like what I guess like a spammy type suit that just like shoots out a lot of stuff. That like if you get tagged by any of it, you'll probably get down, like She or something.
Full armor
Like
Gundam.
heavy funnel suit, yeah, anything like that.
Yeah, like full armor Gundam.
With your approaches, it'll definitely you'll definitely get tagged, and then Exit, melee back, it doesn't have much health, one or two, stray Zundas, and you're already probably going to be yellow, so then you have to, like, basically do nothing until your front dies, right? So you don't OC.
Right.
I do like using, I think I've had some success with FA Gundam when it comes to that, because, it has, it's AC, I believe it is. Yeah, it's AC, where it does, like, the big missile volley. AC, is basically any of those little missiles hit, that's a soft knockdown. And then BC into AC, which is the two missiles that do the napalm spread. Well, those are pretty good at being annoying. But yeah, that move is really, really dumb. Not for a direct hit, but for the napalm spread, it's really good.
Yeah, the actual explosion part is like super RNG. Yeah, that move is actually dumb. Like it's a good thing that suit's not actually very good, because that move is just super obnoxious. With like very minimal counterplays with that move.
Hot Scramble, Reborn, Strike Freedom is what Akihistol is mentioning. Also, wouldn't want to play Exia into suits that beat him in his effective range, like
Saber.
FS, Full Saber. Maybe Master because of whips and boost advantage, but he does have double fast falls to keep pace.
I mean, as far as like, Exia is not going to be looking to, 1v1, those type of suits in most situations anyway, right? So it's like not something you should generally be doing unless you have to, because, your 3K is going to die on their second life or anything like that.
Right.
And for what it's worth, I don't think Full Saber is particularly notable as far as a problematic suit for Exia, just because you do have better melees than that suit. All he really has to fall back on is sub, and you also have like a sub. Obviously, his is way better, right? But you can stay away from his sub with and still be in range to like 6 BC him maybe when he's out of his ammo for sub, right? Mm-hmm. So let's say you see him use it on your 3K and you're at mid range. It's a good time to 6 BC in, and then just let your CSA go and see if it hits him. If not, he can't really out melee you. So if you force a step war, assuming he doesn't have more boost than you should probably win.
So, with that in mind, what's the preferred burst for this guy? Fighting, I'm assuming?
Oh, yeah, definitely fighting 100%. It's like almost unarguably the scariest suit, the scariest back suit in burst. Like that and what? Blue Destiny 1 can just like instantly win a game off of their burst. Like, yeah, definitely F burst.
Yep, with the added bonus of Trans Am, has that nice little speed boost, has its own different kind of moveset that enhances certain attacks. And
yeah, the CC8B and the 5B string.
Yeah.
Trans Am, you mean Trans Ham, right?
Yep.
Trans Ham.
Go Ham.
Yeah, definitely. definitely the strongest aspect of the suit in this game.
Definitely means you got to take advantage of them half bursts. Then now, what about Exia repair? Like, what are the differences between regular Exia and Exia repair?
Well, basically, Exit Repair is like a standard zombie mode, you know, where you basically lose most of your tools, right? You still have your hop, so you can still run away semi-decently, but obviously you can't block. You're super slow, and your BR reload becomes way worse. So, like, once you use it, you're probably either going to die or win the match before it comes back. Like, it's really slow. Use sub, and you do have a super, which is like he poses and then he does the stab. It's not particularly good, but it's there. So like if you died in or if you went to zombie mode in Trans Am, you know, you can Hail Mary YOLO it, why not? He does have a melee. It's pretty decent. His zombie mode 5B.
It is. I thought it was bad because his blade's broken.
It's still like standard exit hitbox bullshit.
Really?
Yeah, like it'll beat out a lot of stuff. It also helps that you know you have iframes right after you enter zombie mode, so you can just mash at people occasionally, and you might get lucky. Generally, though, obviously you want to run away. If you can't abuse the iframes because, let's say, you know, you were trying to melee someone and they out meleeed you, but they overheated to do it, right? So they put you in zombie mode. They're overheated. They're not on the ground. You get the iframes. You can mash at them and probably punish them before they burst or before they can recover.
How much health do you get in zombie mode anyway?
Not a lot. I believe it's only like 100. Maybe
it's clean 100.
20? Okay, yeah.
I think Hayakashiki is around this. I think Hayakashiki and the Ballistic Zaku pack is also the same health range too.
Yeah, I think most of the zombies are about the same.
I figured Hakushiki would get a bit more because it's a 2.5, but okay.
Yeah.
That answers that. No. What is the next question?
How do you recommend
what would you say is, before we get started to looking at videos, how do you recommend people managing zombie mode and burst on your last life? What decision-making system do you use to approach when you want to burst with Exia on life 2? That's actually a really good question.
So, generally, obviously you don't want to be forced to burst while you're in zombie mode, right? Because burst is your big swing factor. You can also close out games with burst very easily. So, like, you don't want to be forced to burst after you enter zombie mode, where you can almost, you know, where you can't really do anything. Like, at that point, you know, you're probably just going to try and run away, right? Because you still have a little bit of a Trans Am speed boost. So that'll make you not as slow, even though you're in zombie mode. But generally, you just want to, you know, don't go over aggressive second life if you don't have to. You want to play till you get your second burst. You know, blocking stray shots is very good at that. If you know you're missing meter, but you're really close to getting your second burst or whatever, you know, you can just look to block stray shots that are low risk. And then once you get that, you know, you want to try and sync your burst up with your partners if you can. If not, because, you know, maybe they already bursted, you just want to look for it. Pretty much any sort of situation where you're like 90% sure that if you burst here, you'll be able to do what you need to, you know, maybe close out the match, you know, get a huge damage trade in your favor, anything like that. It is really important, though, to, especially on your second life, to just play to get your burst. Like I said, burst with Exia is by far the most powerful thing the suit has, right? So the more effectively you can use your burst, the more likely you are to win.
I think I mean, this is just a slight opinion from somebody who's not that good with Exia, but personally, I don't think it's even worth using burst in repair mode. I think the only way I think if you got to the point where you use burst in repair mode, you probably already screwed up, because by the time you get to repair mode,
every time I'm facing an Exia, and I think, okay, I'm about to get this guy, I'm gonna finish him off. My thought process is, if I'm within range, I'm probably gonna blow my burst. If I haven't used my burst yet, I'm definitely gonna be using my burst and just going completely in on Exia at that point, because I know one good hit, he's gone. But like, especially if you're using fighting burst, I think it's critical. Like, I think using fighting burst is less forgiving than shooting burst, because shooting burst is just so much easier to use. Personally,
That's very true. Yeah.
So I think it's more important that when you use this burst, that you use it to actually like get damage in, to do something with it, because by the basic, because I figure, if I can give you a scenario, like, if, let's say, me and Ace are going at it, and Ace is my Exia, and by the time he gets into repair mode, that's a point where, at this point, Exia should be doing absolutely no combat. It should be completely just him focusing on evasion, because you already have all those penalties. I mean, there are going to be some situations where maybe saving it will be worth it, but I don't know. Like, I guess you can use it if a situation arises where you just don't have an opening, but I think more often than not, you should be looking to land that burst, to use that burst offensively rather than defensively.
Yeah, I agree.
No, I do, because I mean, Aki Histol makes a point there. There is merit in using zombie plus burst to stall the match if that is your win condition. Agreed. But that is very, very situational and not something you aim for. Absolutely. I think the main aim should be primarily make that burst count offensively. And I think that's like the best point of fighting burst. But I also got to bring this up, because I don't think shooting burst is worth it, because it already has cancel routes with sub main, and you don't need to combo, you don't need to Zunda, so you can fire all 3 shots in one go. But what about extend burst?
Extend burst is extend burst. You can play it if you're just trying to play safer as Exia. There's nothing particularly wrong with it. It just doesn't quite have the swing factor of F burst. And since 3K, 2K comps are generally pretty stable, it's advisable to go for F burst if you're comfortable with it.
That would make sense, considering that even though like extend burst is more of like the get out of jail free card, more likely than not, your main focus should be to do as much damage as possible within your first life.
Well, there's also one other thing, though, which I think this really just strengthens how important fighting burst is, and why I would actually not recommend extend burst. Because, just like Ace mentioned, Exia is really, really dangerous and very, very fast with fighting burst. It's kind of like I'm gonna make a bit of a comparison, but it's the same with Alex. Like, shooting burst isn't worth it on Alex, and if you use fighting burst on Alex, like, if you guys get on right now, you guys use fighting burst on Alex, you'll be amazed at how fast a damn suit is. Mm-hmm. Even with its Chob Ham on, it's fast as hell.
Yes.
But it's like, given how important fighting burst is on Exia, there's the problem of the main use of extend burst, which is to get out of jail. And because you do that, and even you do that, even though that could open an opportunity to, give me 1 second. Sorry about that. So basically, the problem is that even though Exia has really good melee, if, let's say, for example, you get caught out of melee, you get hit with like a melee or something, and then you E-burst, they're gonna know you're gonna probably look for a melee. So that's just like, oh, he bursted with E. Cool, let me just disengage. Oh, his burst right now. Okay, cool, back to whooping his ass. So it's like, that right there, given how it's important, I think this is actually going to segue to the next question, actually. The pitfalls of Exia. And I think the pitfall is bursting properly.
That's true. It is. It can be definitely pretty difficult to learn proper burst management. Not even with Exia specifically, but just in general, right? And so, playing a suit that relies so heavily on proper burst management and getting a lot of value from his burst can definitely be problematic for players who are maybe newer to the game or are just not comfortable with bursting offensively. Maybe maybe they play a lot of 2.5k back with e-burst, so they're always used to saving their burst to save themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Any other weaknesses that might be of note?
Definitely just the sort of stuff that comes with being a back melee suit. You don't quite have as much boost as a 3k. Your poking's not particularly good, so any prolonged neutral you probably won't have much impact on. Like if your 3k is just fighting the other 3k and the other back suit in neutral, and let's say you're low health, so you don't want to approach, you're not going to be able to contribute much with your kind of whatever BR and your sub and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, the way I kind of figured it is that Exia, despite, like, outside of burst, he has little to no pursuit tools to kind of properly close the distance consistently. He has to rely on people coming into him, and then you could stun them, or you have to kind of cut off movement in order to make the other opponent slip up.
Yeah, and it relies a lot on your 6BC to approach.
Yeah.
But like, since that's your only approaching tool aside from just boosting, right? It's going to be generally pretty obvious what you want to do whenever the opponent is like, "Oh, Exia wants to approach me. I wonder what he's going to do." Probably going to 6BC at you.
Yeah. Either that or 2 or 8 BC if they're trying to get a little bit more of a proper vector to mess with you.
Yeah, the hop or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
Boing.
Yeah, I guess we could probably move on to the video that you posted in the hangar. Is there a specific point where you start playing the Exia matches, or?
I believe it's just like 15 or 20 seconds in. It's just me going through my replays to upload the matches.
Okay. Let's have this on. Might lower the volume so you guys can do commentary on that as well.
Okay, sure.
Okay, double X, H2, Exia, and Quanta. Sets an ascension.
Yeah, of course. Sets in the squad.
Sets in the world order.
So
You get a beam in the face.
yeah, pretty classic. DX.
Look at that. Well, you got hit once and you're already at 379.
Yeah, so there goes the 6BC, right? And green lock, that's like your main tool to move around.
Just like turn X.
Yeah.
And you can also cancel it to CSA, which is really, really nice.
Yeah, that's generally the cancel you want to do since it's boost. The 6BC itself does use a pretty decent amount of boost, so like if you rainbow out of it, you're going to be pretty much already in red. So, like one more movement option and then you're going to overeat. So,
quick question, it's melee. Don't they change when you're in burst?
Yes.
They change in the sense that the string gets a bit longer. Your 5B string gains like 2 more hits, and then your CCAB string gains a bit more hits.
Second time you got hit and already in yellow. Yeesh.
Yeah, that's pretty standard thing. If you ever wonder why your Exia player is OCing, he probably just got hit twice and then he's already done that.
Yep. He bleeds pretty bad.
do want to say one thing before anything else. This is probably a little bit of bias on my end, but I do think X is one of the coolest design Gundams in the franchise.
I definitely like this cool as well.
Like, I think
it's not my favorite 00 suit, but I do like it a lot.
It's a really good suit. The design just flows in general.
Yeah, it's really
and,
nice.
and I think the GN sword is probably a really popular weapon too. Like a lot of people that I played with in Gundam Breaker, everybody and their mom brought the GN sword.
Especially with the GN particles on the blade. It's cool design not to use.
Yeah, if I had a Gundam, you know, in 10 years when I have my own Gundam, I'm saying, definitely think about putting the GN blade on there.
Just know the fact that if we ever do have like GN particles, since it is in the Annio Domini era, we're gonna be dealing with aliens soon enough.
Can I get prepared for that invasion?
Let me just get I'll take a tactical arms.
Yeah.
We'll be alright.
Yeah, we'll be fine. As long as we have innovators and innovades.
Yeah, we gotta step our game up.
So right now, from what I'm seeing in these matches so far, damn, that was really nice actually. I gotta give you that. That was beautiful. That was fucking beautiful. That was beautiful right there. Yo, rewind that. We gotta see that again, please.
Shit.
That was fucking beautiful. Do that as CSA ready. Went into the directional BC. Landed the CSA perfectly right into a nice hard to cut combo, and then with a little swag finish. Fucking beautiful. You love to see it.
Exia is definitely a very fun suit to watch in my opinion.
Oh, it definitely is.
Unless you're the one being posterized. Good block. Yeah, it's like when you play it properly, it's really good. It's really hard to get hit, but it's also you have to be careful because his cooldowns are a lot of singles are all blow your load, reload.
Much.
So you got to be careful with that stuff.
Yeah.
So anybody who's aware of that knows, hey, this guy just use it.
And if anything, kind of going on what Aki's Total is saying, if anything, I could probably. If we're putting it in like boxing sense, Exia can be a bit of like a counter puncher if need be. It's more of an outfighter if anything else.
That's true.
Nah, I think the term you're looking for is a boxer puncher.
There we go.
Because he can definitely box if he has to, but then once he gets his openings, he's gonna do a big damage. I think people also need to realize that sometimes you don't have to do anything. Just being close and doing a movement. Just because, for example, you see him doing his BC, you don't have to throw your CSA every time. You can, because sometimes the enemy's going to see you and they're going to be like, oh, he's going to CSA. You don't have to. Make them move and then you just land and then keep pressuring them. And make them corner themselves. And then you can really start putting it on them. Because once you corner them, their movement options are limited. And then there's going to be like in a Hajime no Ippo episode when you're like, wait a minute, why am I on the ropes? And the next thing you know, I got a Hajime no Ippo clip that personifies that perfectly, actually. But
it's getting walked to the ropes.
Yeah, literally, you can. Yeah, the threat of melee, the threat of those damaging, because melee combos do a lot of damage. But not only that, but they're also not necessarily. You can DPS somebody faster with normal combos, but it's a lot more frustrating to get hit by a long melee combo than it is to get hit by a Zunda.
Yep, that's why Bill works so well.
I think that's a lot more. That's a lot more mental damage.
Everyone knows that feeling getting hit by like a bile combo.
Space Mountain.
Yeah. Like, all right, let me put my stick down.
It's so fortunate all over again.
Run Stop Fears combos.
Nah, Splash Mountain, bro.
Oh, right.
Dude, I actually on a side note, I have a video about that. I beat a guy by timeout on the first round, and the second round it just goes straight into Splash Mountain. You can just see the visible confusion of the opponent. Cause I turtle him down with a for a timeout win, and then out of nowhere just a splash.
Yeah, it's ham time.
Yep.
No one expects it.
He wasn't ready. But I think this is good to see actually.
Yeah, he does play Haikushiki a lot.
Yeah, I believe that's his main back.
Yeah.
Duder not on Hakushiki, this is fake footage. Fake news.
Style. And the kill.
Christ.
Yeah, Trans Am damage is pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
I've been taken out.
Ooh, the Mustang maneuver.
And do you see this, guys? In every single one of these matches, the Exia has not overcosted his partner. Are you taking notes? Are you taking notes?
Hopefully. You better.
We'll be alright.
Yeah.
No promises next time I play this system.
You be dead.
Alrighty.
This video also shows the best way to beat Exia.
Yep. Slow down the pace. Outspace him. Force him to use his resources. I mean, as fast as he gets him, it's just mostly a war of attrition at that point. And if you can pretty much turn that to your favor, you could run Exia rather ragged if you play it right. But mess up once, they'll find that opening, stun you, and just close the distance right then and there.
And then you die.
It's legit that Snoop Dogg song. Just knock him down.
Gotta run
Yep. Need that.
it.
Okay. I guess we've covered a healthy amount of this particular. Now, I have a special question. What would be the theme song associated with an Exia?
I mean, this is going to be a cop out. So I'm definitely just going to say Ash Like Snow.
What? Which one?
Ash Like
Ash
Snow.
Like Snow. Like, man, if you don't have that theme playing when you're playing Exia, like, what are you doing? Like, come on, get it together.
I mean, in the previous
Are
stream
you
that
really
we
even
done,
playing the suit at that point?
yeah, in the previous stream that we were doing, some people linked like Rajang's theme, the Donkey Kong, basically those kind of songs, just to kind of emphasize on what Exia is.
But you know what's funny though? Everybody thought that I was kidding. Everybody thought that I was jumping in on the Gorilla theme when I recommended my music.
Super Monkey Likes Daddy.
Funny. Just because of the name, exactly. Just because of the name, Super Monkey Likes Daddy. Like the first thing you think is Unga Bunga, but it's actually not. But to be fair, I do play Super Monkey Likes Daddy on all the 00 suits. Mainly Setsuna suits though. Mainly on Setsuna.
Yeah, I was gonna say the monkey rap, but it's replaced by the
Hold on. I got a suggestion. Hold on.
Okay, I'll post the link that Aki posted in the chat because that is just oh boy.
Nah. Hold on. I got a suggestion. Hold on.
Wait. I'll just follow you.
give me 1 second. I gotta check. Give me a second.
The old gorilla girl. You know the picture of from the Justice League cartoon where I think it's Lex Luthor in the car or whatever, and it's like Gorilla Grodd outside the car window is just like staring at him. Like, you know, that's
no. Hold on, I got you. Yo, Blue.
Yeah.
Yo, Blue, I got you.
Yeah.
I have the official Exia theme now. I have the official Exia theme. Y'all are gonna hate me, but fight me.
Is it gonna hate us humans when they find out we've been memeing on the wall? We gotta be prepared then. We gotta get our Exia players ready for the occasion. Have them prepped up in armor and just let them become Gundams. Even if it's like a cardboard box with the Exia's designation number, it should still have the same effect.
That's close enough.
Yeah. Oh! Oh my god! Hold on. Let me.
Highly accurate.
You wrong with it. We're fighting burst is active. Fighting burst is active.
Here we go. Fighting burst. Yeah. Fighting burst. It's fucking fighting burst.
Accuracy.
Yeah, man.
Yo, Blue, do you believe me now when I tell you that my jokes are either hit or miss, bro?
Yes, and that's why you're superior banned from making the joke.
Oh my god. This is officially Exia's theme when you activate fighting.
Just want to give a quick shout out to Dexter's Lab. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Thank you, Gendy Tartarovsky, for making such a wonderful cartoon. Oh god, I need some water after that.
Give me a second. I'm gonna post up right now. I gotta post up.
Oh god, I can't drink it.
Oh man.
Oh man. Okay. Let's regain composure. Let's just regain composure.
Oh man. Dude said, yo, you're OD wrong for this. Yeah. I tried, guys. I tried. And no, I actually did not have that thought up since last week, Blue. I actually just thought that up on the fly right now.
Oh god, that's even better. Oh my god.
Because I was actually gonna die on the hill of me saying I prefer Super Monkey Licks Daddy, but then I thought about it, I'm like, yo, wait a minute.
Yep. Dial F for Exia.
Yep, Dial X for Exia. Oh my god.
Death by laughter. There's 2 times I knew it died by laughter, man. The first one was that the navigator stereotype. The people that use certain navigators.
Yeah.
That one nearly killed me.
Yeah, that was surprisingly accurate.
Oh man.
It's like, man, this person must be posting this from experience.
Yep. God damn it, shoddy. Okay. It's just like a handful of them got me. But one in particular that got me the most was the one that involved Ida. So Ida won.
Yo, am I gonna get banned for this?
For what?
From the My Depot chat.
Oh god.
I think Blue might ban me.
Egg?
I think Steel might ban me for this.
Oh God.
Oh man.
I had a feeling that this episode was gonna be something special, and boy, did I make that right call.
I'm gonna be disappointed if you guys don't actually make that your Exia team in the actual game now.
Oh no, not for, I might. I mean, it might be in like a video or not.
I think we need to have a guy make a video, a match video of Exia, and then whenever he bursts, just play the theme.
I just hope there's like an extended version of that theme too.
Oh God. I'm terrible. Oh man. I'm freaking dying. I actually needed that laugh.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get back on topic instead of just dying here. Do you have any advice for beginners, not just for Exia but in general? Ace?
In general, for beginners, I would just say, this game is extremely difficult to learn. It takes, a lot of trial and error and, willingness to listen to people that, maybe are more experienced than you. The sort of things that you would, apply to a normal fighting game can apply to this game. So if you're, familiar with competitive fighting games, a lot of times maybe you'll lose and you have no. In that situation, I think it's very important to go back and try and dissect your own footage, your own replays. Try and watch replays of better players. Try and learn why better players are doing certain things in certain situations, and then look to apply that into your own gameplay. I think mimicking players and how they play, whatever suit is probably the best way for new players to improve, because that will help you to try and focus on your movement, as well as that'll help you sort of understand when to apply certain things that your suit might have.
Yeah, don't just copy. If you're when you're gonna mimic something, you also want to at least understand why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely don't just, I'm gonna do exactly what this person is doing. Try to understand why they're. So that way, if a similar but different situation happens, then you yourself will understand what to do in that situation.
And then what about it? And then what about Exia then?
For Exia, just getting used to that suit's movement isn't easy. It's like the most high mobility back suit probably. So if you get hit by stray shots, don't feel like you're doing awful with the suit or something. Sometimes you just have to know how the tracking on a lot of stuff works. Eventually, you'll get better at dodging and using 6BC properly. Don't be afraid to just run away if you're low on health and let your 3K die. Obviously, that comes, that is important with any back suit, especially with Exia, who is extremely easy to run away from other suits as Exia when you want to. Between 8BC and 6BC and Greenlock, you can pretty much just not get hit if you're really trying hard. So don't be afraid to just, stabilize your health and let your partner die first. What else? Try and use your half burst properly. Once again, that is the strongest aspect of the suit. Look to make a big play with your half burst. Yeah.
Oh man, yo, Blue, do me a favor, link that clip for me. Send me that clip on DM, will you?
The one that Green posted.
Yeah, the one that Aki, yeah, the one that Green posted. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man.
Plus. All right, I guess we've covered much of what we wanted to cover. You have any parting words before we end the stream?
Yeah, go listen to Super Monkey Likes Daddy. Play that while you're playing Exia. Trust me, if it's the suit, it'll guarantee it'll make you play better. I guarantee it.
I guess that could be said for a lot of Armored Core stuff. What about you, Ace? Any parting words?
Well, of course, I want to say I appreciate you guys asking me to come on. It's a fun time.
Mm.
I very much enjoy talking about this game.
I'm glad you
I
enjoyed
guess if you guys are interested in any more Exia footage or just footage of me playing other suits, because I play way too many suits. I stream on Twitch usually once or twice a week on my Twitch channel, which is just twitch.tv/AlterAce. So yeah, if you guys ever want to see me or come say hi or anything like that.
Is it AlterAce one word or there's a break in between?
It's just AlterAce one word.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about social media? Anything on like Twitter, Twitter, or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. You can follow me if you want to see my opinions on the game or all the art that I retweet, which is mostly what I do.
Mm-hmm.
But my Twitter is just @_AlterAce. Yeah, like I said, I do talk about fighting games, and mostly I just retweet a lot of art.
Oh man, that was a good laugh.
Yep.
Never gonna let that one down, huh?
Oh, we are not going to let that.
Can't blame you.
Oh no, that clip is just him wheezing.
Yep.
That's a good one. Oh man. No, I'm actually. No, this is good. This is good. This is a really fun episode. I think it was nice talking about this suit. Let me see.
Yeah, I had fun.
Thank y'all for hey, no problem, Akihito. This is Blue's idea. I'm just along for the ride. I'm just here to meme, but I'm also here to at least try to be useful too.
If anything, it's actually just Crow's idea. And since he knows that we have a bit of a platform, I figured that we can just run with it and just have fun with it as well. So all props goes to him.
Mr. Crow.
The Wu Tang Scarecrow.
Yep. And most importantly, the big thanks goes to everybody else that's watching the stream as well. It's very wonderful to have people that are, even if they're just chipping in with like questions or interactions, as weird as some of them can be at times. But all in all, you guys make the podcast as well. Especially since I've also been posting them on SoundCloud as well. Trust me, I do not have a freaking mixtape. You can be very sure of that. You can be extremely sure of that. No freaking Fruity Loops beats or anything like that. It's just straight up chatting, maybe some like voice acting practice. I've done like one with like a Ryusei from Super Robot Wars. So. And in fact, I'll just link the SoundCloud right now to the Twitch chat. And this will also be up on YouTube as well. So if you want something on the go and you don't want to put yourself in danger while just looking at a phone, like you shouldn't be doing that on the fucking road if you're a
Shame
sound
on
individual. Be a reasonable human being. Just have your content audio only, so you won't be distracted. Well, you won't be physically distracted. And you can go from there. I wish that everybody is enjoying their times, whether it's in the confines of their own home or on the road. Just be safe and be reasonable whenever you listen to our content. Or any content that matter.
Damn blue, you gonna drop a mixtape?
No green. I mean,
No,
there's
man.
some other things in the works, but it's still gonna take some time.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's just telling y'all no, so that when it does drop, it'll be a surprise.
oh, there will be a surprise, but it's not gonna be a mixtape.
Oh, okay.
That crest on my Discord is there for a reason, and I'm not gonna say exactly what it is, but if you can play some detective work, you can kind of piece two and two together.
No. Oh man. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. This was actually pretty fun. I might need a clip of that freaking joke so I can put it somewhere.
Yeah, I'll probably.
But M for monkey.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dial F for Exia.
When in doubt.
It's just a burst logo, and it's just if we could find someone to actually do the same print of that Dial M for monkey,
Yeah,
it's
I'd
gonna
pay
be
for
great.
that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. This was really fun. Looking forward to the next one, guys. See you guys next week, huh?
All right.
Man, take care.
Take
Good to
care.
see
Take it
y'all.
easy, brothers.
Talk to
Hey,
you guys.
ditto, Ace. Take it easy, bro.
All right, later.
All right, later. And now let's begin with our debriefing, and maybe we'll go from there. Fun, you do. The So, thank you everybody for stopping on by. Thank you to AlterAce for stopping on as a guest. Maybe we can do our episode of the GBS retrospective soon enough, but I can probably reach out to people that might be interested in talking about that game in particular, what they liked about it, what they didn't like about it, all the other stuff. See what kind of goes from there. But until then, again, thank you everybody for watching and listening, for interacting with us and sticking with us for how long. But your support, whether financial or not, is appreciated. So with that, I'd say thank you once more. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.